What is up, Evil Dead fans? I'm going to go over some Army of Darkness details. If you decide to build an Army of Darkness chainsaw, it is the most intricate chainsaw to build per detail because there's really a ton of stuff that goes into it. If you've seen the Burbank, California Evil Dead Museum, you've seen those chainsaws, you've seen the photos. And the one thing that I got to remind everybody about is those chainsaws were put through hell. It was on the back of a horse that Ash was riding when Ash was being chased from the evil force in the woods. There's a guard tip on the chainsaw blade, bar, whatever you want to call it. They were beat to shit. Now, this is what I'm doing for Roger Allen Baker. He talked to me about it, and he said he wants something that reminds him from film. So I'm putting small details from the museum photos and also what was from film. So let's go over a few little things here. Number one, big shout out goes to Rob from Evil Dead Chainsaws. This curvature and all that stuff was a stencil from one of his tops he sent me, so big thanks to Rob. Also to Chris Pollock, he sent one of his Army of Darkness grills for this specific chainsaw. And I've talked about how this fits differently than you see from Ash vs. Evil Dead. So if you want to know about that, just go back in my videos and find that. One thing I'm going to talk about is this is a custom top. This is aluminum. It's two-part epoxy down the inside. It's all put together, 3 different pieces of aluminum. Now, if you're looking at the cut back here is from the museum photos that match that specific top. I really wanted to do that. And on this other side, this look is from when Ash catches it in the pit from film on Army of Darkness. So he wants to have what reminds him from film, so of course I'm going to put that in there. One thing I'm going to do with this top is I'm going to finish it off, nice Bondo finish like a vehicle, things like that. But I'm also going to keep the lines that show that it was different pieces. And the reason why I want that is because it was a welded top. So I will put on my fake weld and all that stuff. But it will be, it will be strong. Almost as strong as a weld, I would say. It's going to be strong. Just because of all the internal parts that were two-part epoxy and put together. So it needs to have that strength. It's got to have the look. So you got to do it. You got to go that far if you're going to do a custom top. One thing I want to show this detail here. This is the right body side. Now, the thing is, people always want to know, what is the proper Evil Dead 2 Army of Darkness body? Well, it is a Homite XL Bandit. Now, the reason why I say it's the Bandit is this side is somewhat rounded. You have the full block up here, and you have this dip. That is the proper look, which also has these 2 holes. Now, when you get a Homite XL, sometimes you get the generic one. You have a plate here and 2 rivets. Well, you got to drill those out, take that fucking plate off, and those flathead bolts that are on the body, they actually put them in there in Evil Dead 2. So that was on Army of Darkness on the working one. The non-working one, actually all this was just all gutted out. There was no motor backing. It was all just plates and just brackets and shit, just filling stuff in. Also, let's go to the front. One thing you're going to notice right here is a fuck up. And you can fix fuck ups. And when you buy parts from people, you can actually change parts. You can actually fix things, modify things. If it is a function, it's harder to change a function versus a look. So I just put behind here an aluminum piece, connect it together, and I'm just going to fill that in with milliput, re-drill it, do my final finish. It's going to be fine and dandy, like Sex and Candy, that stupid ass Marcy's Playground song. But anyways, some people may notice that it doesn't go all the way down to here. Evil Dead 2 Army of Darkness, as far as I know, all the ones I've seen, they don't go to that line. Ash vs. Evil Dead, yes, it does. It totally does. It hits that body line right here. All the rest of them that I've seen from Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, they actually stop up here. And if you do get a top from various builders, there's a lot of builders who make tops and they come down to here. But if you want it to go up here, so you do an Army of Darkness or Evil Dead 2, You can modify it to make it work by doing that plate technique and filling stuff in. Milliput, I'm telling you, Milliput is the way to go on modifying things. Another thing is to find out if you have the proper body, the banded. The other side has to have the straight line. It has to be straight. It can't be curved. If it's curved, it's wrong. These two are completely two different bodies put together. This is from an Ash vs. Evil Dead body side, which is correct, and this is from the banded side. When you fit them on the bottom, that lump, you can see I sanded it down, is going to be way protruding when it connects together. So you're going to have to do some minor sanding to get it nice and flat and actually match up better. That hole right there is accurate. That was drilled in there. That is from where the original toggle switch from Evil Dead 2, the race top, was, which you see in Army of Darkness and in Ash vs. Evil Dead, because Rob did that with his bodies when he molded his bodies, which is very impressive. So there is a lot of modifications you got to do. I mean, you can, if you're doing an Army of Darkness, you can take the photos from the museum and do one of those, but they're beat to shit. I mean, you can do that. That's just up to you, but this one won't be how you see it nowadays. This is going to be like how it reminds him on film from Army of Darkness. So that's where I'm going with that. One thing I want to show you guys is mufflers real quick. I've talked about this before. Now we have that style muffler piece, which is going on a Ash vs. Evil Dead, and this one's going on this one. Now, if you have either one, they're both correct. This one was on the working chainsaw. This one was on the non-working chainsaw in Army of Darkness. The non-working chainsaw had a block here, just a wooden block with the muffler put on it. In the museum, it busted off or broke. It was just put in with a screw. As you can see, the bolt here is different. That's on the working one. And this one actually had like a flat-hitted screw. And that's on the non-working one. So you got non-working and you got working. So you can do either one. If you're looking at the museum photos, you will see on one of them it has this metal block here that's like a power pack, because that was like for the working one. Also, you'll see a hole through the side here. That's where all the cords and shit for the smoke and all that crap came through, and everything connected together. It just came through a hole through the side up here. So if you want to put the hole in the side and do an Army of Darkness like that, you can do that. That's totally legit. So that's just some of the details when it comes to different chainsaw bodies. And if you're wondering about those two holes and why it's not Ash vs. Evil Dead, here's an Ash vs. Evil Dead body right here. You can see it has a single hole, which has a whole different piece or guard piece right here versus this one right here. But again, it's all up to you and all about what you want. I mean, we've come to the point now to where you can pretty much make whatever the hell you want and make it how you want, especially when it comes to Ash vs. Evil Dead. There were so many chainsaws done for Ash vs. Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2, there's so many different looks. Army of Darkness, they got the shit kicked out of them. So you can really take the best aspects of all of them and put it into one chainsaw, or the best aspects of the TV series or one of the movies, and put it into one chainsaw, because there's so many different looks. So have fun with it, first and foremost. And if you're looking to buy parts, I only sell these top muffler pieces, and that's it. When it comes to grills, things like that, talk to Rob from Evil Dead Chainsaws and motor pieces. I know he was selling them. I don't know if he's selling anymore. Definitely hit him up on, send him an email on Evil Dead Chainsaws, Anime Creations. He makes stuff, parts as well. Talk to Nick Valenza from Nick Salmart. He makes parts as well. Also talk to Jason Smith. I don't know what parts he sells. Jason Smith is from Nightmare Props on Facebook. Definitely hit him up. And Christoph Engel out of Germany. He makes parts as well. There's other parts builders, but I really can't think of them offhand. But there's just some details for you guys if you want to build an Army of Darkness chainsaw. If you need any suggestions, anything you need to know about these different looks, just hit me up in the comments and I'll reply back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, you guys stay groovy. I did forget one thing to mention. If you're looking to get one of these Army of Darkness grills, Chris Pollock on Facebook. He's the guy who does those, does an amazing job. He does, in my opinion, the closest look to the Army of Darkness grill. He does Evil Dead 2s as well. And yeah, simply good work. There's a lot of builders out there who build a lot of good stuff, a lot of good parts for sale. Definitely hit all of them up. I mean, depending on what you want to build, I mean, there's a ton of options compared to what we used to have in the past. So, until next time, guys, stay groovy.